You're watching The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales, streaming live daily to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
Join the party. Head over to our link tree to find all the links for everywhere The Experience is all the time.
Comic Collectables is a pretty straightforward show. You got Rex here, he sells the comics, and you got Rockin' Robbie, he knows about the comics. And finally, John, well, no one really knows what John does. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a great guy, but he just keeps showing up. Come to think of it, I don't even really know how he gets in here. Anyway, awesome comics, rare books, rarer signatures, slabbed books, and amazing cover sketches by Ken Haeser and others. Simple formula, you want the comics, you buy the comics. To sum up, Rex sells the comics, Robbie knows the comics, and John, who might possibly be a ghost. I mean, seriously, has anyone ever seen him show up or leave? Comic Collectables with Rex and John, Mondays from 6 to 8 Eastern on The Experience. Comic Culture and Sales.
Hey, it's New Comic Book Day, and we
What's
got
up?
Jack in the house, John. We got Alec and our buddy John. And if you were watching at the beginning,
we have stuff for you. Don't leave your seat. Don't take your eyes from the screen.
you might want to lay off the sauce a little bit, John. This show, all right? But
I already see it. I know what he's looking for.
yeah. But then you weren't here Monday, man. John on alcohol purchasing is a scary thing, and I'm the one selling it, and it's a scary thing to observe. All right, but John pretty much claimed everything.
Sponsored by Tito's. Hey, Ronald.
But hey, Ron, yeah, a lot of good books came out today.
We did have. We'll get Alex to talk
A
about that.
lot came out.
Yeah, but I wanted to talk about. So we saw the little commercial clip, I guess. And I recognize JD's voice as in the voiceover, so I assume that's you, JD. It was very funny. But
That was good.
What does John do? That's the question. I will tell you what John does because that's throughout the little clip, right? John's here to feed me. That's John's job. Okay, and I have to say, that's right, Ron. You do see something.
That's up, Ron. Who was it that said? Somebody had a comment about broken promises. Wow. I think that was Library Kid.
Yeah, it might have been.
Sit on and watch, son.
John Spillale's vodka and lemonade does not mix well with Comic
Collectables.
But if John's role is to feed you and he never shows up with food for you, then...
All right. Here's my disclaimer. So you missed Monday, and I don't know, JD, if you still have that picture. If you don't, that's fine. So John made me green eggs and Spam. Okay. And I got to share this story because John texted me later that evening. So John made very nice. He made enough for both me and my daughter. He knows my daughter, still lives at the house. So I bring it home. There it is. Okay. It was huge. The thing was so heavy, right?
That looks good. That looks
good.
really good.
Oh, dude, it is good. It has tortillas underneath it, which I didn't notice at first. So my daughter comes down to eat, and I had to explain to her. She goes, what did you get? And I opened it up. And she goes, where did you get that? I said, well, then I had to explain to her. My buddy John, who's retired from the food business, made it for us, right? And she said, what is it? I said, green eggs and Spam. She didn't really listen. I think she heard ham. So she starts eating it, and she asked me. She goes, what is the meat? I said, Spam. And she goes to me, she goes, you mean that crap you've been trying to get me to eat in the rectangular can? And I go, yes. And she goes, you're crazy. And then proceeds to take another bite and finishes her half of it. I mean, without stopping. I don't even think she took a breath. So then John today, he did for a local bakery and friends of his, he did something called South Jersey Magazine. Right?
Yeah, South Jersey Magazine.
So they were voted the #1 bakery in the state of New Jersey. And John brought me as he puts it, best bread in New Jersey. And this is the best bread that they make. And right before we came on air, I took a chunk of the bread. It's excellent. Without butter, without anything. I just ate the bread. It was excellent.
I eat that bread with a little, like I'll heat up a little olive oil and I'll throw some seasonings in it. And I'll just let it sit for a little bit. And then I will go through an entire loaf of bread. Like that's the meal.
And the green eggs and spam that John made for us, he even timed it. He even explained to me that he spent actually 22 minutes making this for us. All right. The cilantro lime rice was excellent. I
was going to ask if that was rice underneath it. I couldn't tell from the picture. I wasn't sure if that was hash brown or rice.
No, that was rice. And it's John's. He says it's an old recipe. I've never heard it before, but it is cilantro and lime, right?
They started doing flavored rices when a lot of the stuff I do, I get from food trucks when I go to Hawaii, that sort of stuff, right? And you know what a loco moco is. It's rice, the burger, the gravy. Well, as years went by, they started expanding on loco moco with buffalo chicken, this, with that. They started doing it with chorizo. Talking to a food truck operator, and we're talking about, and this has got to be 20 years ago. It's got to be. And we're talking about what to do with rice.
Right.
And she starts to, everybody cooks rice in water. Stop doing that. She's like, that's you mainland people that do that. You should be cooking rice in stock. You should be working rice in tea, like whatever you want to get like that flavor in there.
Right.
So I started cooking it in basically a tea made with cilantro and then lime juice and lime zest. And then you just cook it nice and slowly.
It was excellent. So Josh goes, there's a lesson there. Don't judge the can. It's what's on the inside that counts. Actually, Josh, she judged the can correctly because I would just try to like serve her up spam from the can, maybe fry it up in a little oil, whatever. She hated it. Okay. So that's a testament to John that he made spam palatable and good to my daughter. That's the lesson to be learned there, that I am absolutely not a gourmet cook. That goes without saying. So Stevie B goes, that looked good. Wendy's should add it to their new breakfast menu. Wendy's would mess it up. You can't have a place like Wendy's.
Yes, certain things you can't do, like, you know what I mean? Like they're gonna make a giant, if they ever had rice, they would do huge totes of rice.
Oh yeah.
And it doesn't work that way.
No. So maybe a diner could get away with it.
There is a diner down in South Jersey that used to do that. The Salem diner used to do that.
Hey, John, I hear you're a ghost.
Right? And, you know what? I want to be a hologram. The next commercial, I want to have the sparkly Star Trek effect.
I saw Mikey G. It's really, really funny. Sorry, I gotta come in here real quick. We haven't gotten Punisher in so long. I sell John my Punisher page, and then all of a sudden we get Punisher. So just FYI, John, I see you see the Punishers. What do we got those at, Rex? Just to get those out of the way since he's been waiting for months.
$74.
I was going to say we should do those first because he's been waiting for 6 months.
You're right. $74 each on the Punishers.
Oh, thank you,
like
Chen.
that one.
Chen's very kind.
Oh my God! Look at what he wrote. Let's get punished. John, looks like Ronald is giving you first option. So jump on these and show both images if you can, sir. No, it's my veggie sandwich. My veggie sandwich, Stevie. Actually,
I don't know which one I like more. They're both really nice.
You know what? It's really hard. Ken does these things with different angles or whatever, and it's really, really tough to figure out sometimes. If the profiles are really good, but then
you know what I like about both of them? They're very, very, very Ross Andrew-esque. Like, in Ken's style. But what he did was he did me when John, you can play
both. Sure.
I
know we usually start the show a little bit differently, but John has been such a good sport. I know Nick wanted to sort of.
Yeah, Ronald, if John does claim both, we will get more in, I promise. So I like the bloodiness. That's really cool. I like the profile. So, John, if you're claiming both, you know what I'm going to do? All right. Let's do this.
Yeah, Jen's right. The broken nose profile is very.
Both of them, we said $74 each, which would make it $148.
Yeah.
But you know what? John's waited quite a bit. Let's bring it down to $140 for both. And Ronald, we will bring more in for you, and it'll be at the same lower price. So we will get everybody taken care of. So everybody will get taken care of. Ronald, just give us a couple of weeks. And John and Ronald, you know we love you, so we will hook you up. John, you got 2 really stellar pieces.
Jen King, how many times do you think the Punisher's had his nose broken in 40 years of comics? She's absolutely right. The broken nose profile is key, but man, he's got to look like an old boxer. And oof.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you claim one, you got to claim them both. They need to go together. That's so
all
cool.
right. So John's got them both
all the time.
All right. So as always, we have the Dynamite 10-pack, 10 random Dynamite titles, suggested retail of $40 or higher, or cover price of $3.99 or higher. And we have it as always as a thank you to our viewers for $5, so 50 cents a copy. So that will be available the entire show. And
John said, "Now I can die in peace." No, don't do
you
that.
keep
Don't
drinking.
do
You
that.
keep drinking like that, John. You probably will.
If you're still here, Ronald wants to know what happened. I'm trying to read that.
So
What
I
happened to
was about to say that. So the Daredevil CCA, we only had the one for the show, but we have Ken doing more, Ronald. So they will be coming in next week. So.
And I certainly won't put the cat out of the bag, but I saw something that Ken did in the other room, which made my jaw hit the floor.
Oh yeah, we have some really exciting.
Yeah, no spoilers. I'm just saying that he did something, and I turned around and I went, you would think by now I'm used to Ken's stuff, but no.
Well,
I'm still wowed.
All I'll say is this: you're talking about the table full of.
Yes,
We had one collector actually ask for 100 commissioned cover arts.
Just you guys here?
Oh yeah, there we go. Thanks.
Of course, man.
Here we go.
Got you.
So have a great one, man. So tonight,
It's the second show we've had food live delivery, right?
well, actually, I do have veggie sandwiches, which I thought about it, and I said, if I eat another veggie sandwich, I'm going to be giving it away again. So check it out. Pepperoni and green peppers. You guys want some?
Yeah, you know what? Why don't you set it down? We'll have a slice when we
get
go to
you a
our
plate.
third. Sure.
Let me get you some plates.
You guys talk amongst yourselves while we're
On
eating.
Boo.
No, I'm
Thanks
just
for
kidding.
joining us. JD Berry in the house. What's going on, buddy?
And Ronald, no, the check is not in the mail. The artwork will be next week, though.
That sounds like a commission, Stevie B. Can we get a Punisher shooting up a can of Spam? My guess is you'd have to reach out to Ken for that and work out like a
That'll be one of one.
commission. That's one of
That'll be one of one for sure. You know
Why
what?
would you ruin a perfectly good pizza with vegetables?
I asked Ken one day on Instagram. I said,
It definitely is un-Italian.
I asked him. I said when Shang-Chi came out, I said, what's it going to run me to get Kato smacking Shang-Chi around as a commission? And he said, that's one of one.
No, that's actually 2 of 1 because you got to have Kato on one side,
Oh, yeah.
Shang-Chi on the other cover. This way, nobody can accuse you of actually having done it. You can say it's just a coincidence that the slap is going.
So let's throw Daredevil. All right. So we should get probably our best offer books out of the way.
Yeah.
Let's throw
In that case, I should leave.
Daredevil number 8,
Jen
signed
wants
by
pizza.
Mark Waid.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
And it is a best offer book starting at $10. And I know it's one of Nick's favorite characters. And limited edition 6 of 20. We have one at this one available, and it is best offer. If you have never actually put a claim through before, just so you know, we have 2 types of claims: a buy it now and a best offer at the end of the night. So buy it now, we're going to throw a price out, and whoever claims it first on the chats will walk away with it. And then the best offer of the night, we'll tell you what the starting price is, and then by about 7:55, our producer JD will throw a clock so you know when it's coming down. All right, Preston, you got it, buddy.
I love the use of blacks on this cover.
I love the use of blacks, and check out what he did. He made it. There's a little bit more black on Daredevil than normal, but look at the eyes on Spider-Man. Definitely homaging Daredevil 16. I'm talking about the art style, not the actual cover, but just John Romita Sr. homage, that beautiful lushness that Sr. brought to Daredevil Spider-Man, which he didn't know at the time, but that was a test about whether or not he was getting Amazing Spider-Man.
All right. And you know what I like? Look at the signature. The signature on this, they almost make it look like it's part of the metalwork of the fire escape.
Yeah.
Right.
The way kind of where he signed it, this is very cool.
It is a very cool cover. So all right, so Preston A, thanks for joining us, Preston. Started us off with a $10 best offer bid or claim.
Nice.
All right, so let's do the next one. So next we have Suicide Squad #1, signed by Jim Lee. Suggested retail of $299.99, and it is one of our best offer books, starting at $149.99.
Silver signature series.
And it
That's
is
cool.
lucky number 7 out of 45. And we have one available at that price as
wait,
well.
don't we have to send those directly to Kyle if it's number 7? Or
Well, he's not here.
That's his number.
He picked the wrong night to take off.
So he's not here. So there's nothing I can do about that. So now it's out in the open.
It's in the wild.
It's in the wild.
It's in the wild.
I've heard other people use that term now. All of a sudden. No,
They
none
use
of
it a
them.
lot.
None of them were very cool.
Get out of the house one pop up.
None of them were cool.
No, they're cool. No.
Yeah, there were other pops probably.
We all do that at the Acme.
ShopRite for me. And I hate to say it. I mean, who are you laughing at? We were finished doing the show. John and I live in the same town. I pull up to the ShopRite. Who pulls up right behind me?
Right
John.
behind My wife shot me a text. Hey, on the way home. I was
Like,
right
I
on.
like John. We're friends and all, but yo, dude, this is a little too close. I'm not shopping with you. Come on, man. What were you
Share
making
a
that
card?
night? No, we're not sharing a card. I don't share cards. What were you making that night? You got a hankering to make something. It was cold out that day. I remember. Was it a soup or something?
That was it. I was going to fire up the Instant Pot.
Oh, that's
And I
okay.
wanted to do like a
Yeah.
quick stew.
Yeah, I was getting stuff that you can zap and eat. Again, I don't have an Instapot.
You know, that actually tastes pretty well, too. My wife was like,
What,
you're going to start
zapping or the
cooking
Instant
something.
Pot?
No, the Instant Pot. She's like, you're going to start cooking something now? I'm like, it'll be fine.
And then whenever John brings me something, all right, that I can't eat obviously during the show, so I put it in the fridge in the office and I take it home. I am specifically warned not to warm it up by microwaving it.
Yeah, my food does not do well with nuclear energy. It's meant to be kind of heated.
I feel like this is the big reveal show, so we're going to reveal. You know what, John?
What?
I hate to lie to you, but it actually tastes excellent if you zap it too.
Oh, I mean, you know what? You're the one that's going to eat it, man. So if you're happy.
It just takes too long in the oven. I got to warm up the oven. It's a lot of gas. You know, I can zap it for a couple minutes and it tastes just as good. Personally, I'm just saying.
All I got to do is keep talking.
Oh boy.
Go ahead, Alec.
I was gonna say I agree. Ever since I got an air fryer, that has been like everything. Oh, throw it in the air fryer. Just heat it up in the air fryer.
It's a few minutes and it's a lot. Well, that's the technology that most restaurants have, because people would always wonder, like, how can you cook my chicken halfway and then finish it, when I order it? And I'm like, because they had convection oven technology, which now everyone calls the air fryer.
All right, so I got John and Rex plates, napkins, and wet naps. Got it all hooked up. Service with a smile.
All
You want some pizza, Rex?
I'm okay right now, though.
Just set that third plate over. I'll be there in.
It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to do a recap with a mouthful of pizza.
Between Alec and Jen, maybe we should have got 2 pizzas. She's like, I'll have some.
It is really good pizza.
All right.
I still got my veggie sandwiches too.
So next best offer book of the night, we got Star Wars: The Force Awakens, signed with cover sketch of BB-8 by Ken Haeser. Suggested retail of $89.99. It is a best offer book starting at $19.77 for the year. Obviously, Star Wars hit.
Let's have some fun. It's 1977, first claimer. I haven't even eaten the veggie sandwich, so 1977.
So
First
it has
claimer.
gone from best offer to buy it now, and for $19.77. So with obviously May 4th coming up, Stevie B goes, "Where's the grated cheese and oregano?" Garlic
it's not
powder.
Food Network.
All right, Preston claims it. You got it, buddy.
I was gonna say,
I'm in the kitchen, sir.
But I think I'm gonna be. I think. I hate to say it to Preston. I think Ron got there first. I could be wrong.
Ron did get there
first.
first.
I'm sorry, Preston.
Sorry, Preston.
I was gonna say, I can't believe no one claimed that like as soon as it went up. I thought a lot of people were
There's
just
the
gonna, like,
internet
bang it up.
delay. Who knows?
The lag, yeah. Because that's a really
got
nice
this.
cover for $20.
Yeah. All right, next best offer. I'm leaving before I give away the house.
I think that actually is the last best offer of the.
No, the Suicide Squad's best offer starting at $150.
We already did that one.
Oh, we
Yeah.
said best. Oh, I'm
Yeah,
gonna shut up
that's-
and leave now.
That's when you went out to get the paper plates and stuff like that. So, all right. So, John's happy.
Preston, I'll tell you what we do though. If you miss something and you want it, shoot Rex an email, and we that's what John used to have to do. Spilios, there was no Punisher, so he would shoot Rex an email, and eventually we found it. So if you're looking for Star Wars stuff, shoot Rex an email, and while he's searching through the vault for books, he knows to pull something.
And next week, of course, we're gonna have a ton of Star Wars stuff with May the 4th coming up. So definitely tune in. So we'll have other stuff. It'll be kind of heavy Star Wars.
Look at that.
Get caught
Look
up
at
in
what
Star
Ron
Wars.
said.
Oh, Ron, that's really nice, man. That's really nice. I think we may have another one. So Preston, you got it. I will look. I know I already owe Ron a bunch of answers. So, but that's very nice of you. Thank you, Ron. And I will look. And if I can find another one, obviously you'll get it at the same price, $19.77.
So just in case, just real quick, just to show, this is what I'm having before I even have the pizza with pepperoni and cheese. Eggplant, peppers, provolone, spinach.
Yeah.
So like
that
a little
doesn't
eggplant
really
parm
count.
sandwich.
I mean,
What I'm
you
saying
can't
is
eat
I
a
might
whole-
do some more giveaways before I
Well, not after you eat the
You know what?
pizza.
That's not bad though. Sometimes the sandwich you have is like a cry for help. That sandwich looks really tasty.
You can't eat an entire turkey and then have a Diet Coke thinking that, it doesn't work that way.
I've done that before. I've gone to places.
None of
I've
this
ordered-
works that
I've
way.
ordered like a 3-foot cheesesteak, and I'm like, have a Diet Pepsi, and they're looking at me like, what?
That's when you say, I just like the taste, as opposed to regular Pepsi. All right, so who wanted to see the? Let's see. Lee Bizzle wants to see the Slabbed. You got it. So Ron was just reacting because he missed out on the Punisher CCAs. Reflex. All right, so let's do some slab books here.
Well, you know what? While Ronald's still here, what's Peter Porker at?
Peter Porker. Let
Well,
me
I'm still
see.
eating just veggie sandwich. Isn't that great?
You mean Spider Ham?
Yeah.
All right, so
No,
that's
that's Peter Porker, the spectacular Spider-Ham.
right. All right, so Amazing Spider-Man #1 signed with a Spider-Ham cover sketch by Katie Hidalgo. Suggested retail of $89.99. We have it for $62 tonight.
Let's make it 55.
All right, so we're gonna make it 55, and that is our other CCA of the night. And then
Katie
somebody
Hidalgo did she do another cover for this for like one of the multiverse books or something? Or am I
off the top of my head, I don't know.
because it just as soon as I heard her name, I'm like, wait, didn't she do the problem is, and we talked about this before, there's a Spider-Man book every 48 hours. So sometimes it's kind of hard to remember everything she's done.
Stevie B, yeah, the problem is the sandwich is going to be followed with pepperoni and green peppers pizza. So
at that point, no more deals.
Let's see. For banner editing fees.
Just charge us, JD. Don't charge the fans. Charge us.
Well, I was going to kick it to John.
The Mandalorian.
All right. But somebody also wanted to see the slab. So I'll tell you what. Let's do the Mandalorian one real quick, and then we'll get to the slab. So Star Wars #1 signed with a Mandalorian's cover sketch by Ken Haeser. Suggested retail of $89.99. We have it for $77 for $19.77.
Man, the use of the color blue there is so nice. It's not, you know what I mean?
All right, we'll give Ron.
All right, so Ron's claiming it.
And you know what? We're going to knock $5 off Ronald, too, for being so nice tonight. So instead of 77, make it 72.
All right. So, Ron, you got it, buddy, for 72. All right. Cool.
Adrian, you're right. They hit spider spam. That's 2 commissions for Ken tonight. I need spider spam. Yeah, that the Mando is super nice. That's
Maybe I should get caught up in Star Wars for next week.
Yeah, you got to. I might do a sneak peek in a minute.
And don't forget spam thing. That's true as well. So we have to know, Alec. Do you know more about Star Wars than you know about Star Trek?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Thank goodness.
To be honest, I actually know a lot about Star Wars. It's just not my thing, but I've been around it for so long. I just know now.
Gotcha. Okay, good.
Star Trek though? Oh, I don't know anything.
Yeah, we all found that out.
But if we do a Star Wars theme show,
We should have had, that Star Trek show. We should have just had Miss Elliot on with us.
To be honest, the only Star Wars thing I haven't seen are the new shows. Well, and the most latest episode 9. Is that the newest movie? I didn't see that. Or
It was
10?
okay. I mean, if you're a Star Wars fan, you kind of have to watch it. But
Christmas special.
the Christmas special.
The one before that was
Marcus,
terrible.
what's going on, buddy?
a bad day at the comic book shop beats your best day at work.
I
say that all the time. If people are like, oh, I went to a con and it wasn't that great. I'm telling you right now, the worst day at a comic book convention I ever spent beat my best day at work. And I owned the business, so I was making money. Still not nearly as good as being at a con.
All right, I'm gonna have to stop for a second here. My food guru, are you eating that slice of pizza with a fork and knife?
I did try the first bite with a fork and knife, but I'm from New Jersey. I can't do that.
You're
I was
from New Jersey.
I noticed that. I've actually been watching you eat. I was like, I think he's using a fork and knife.
Right, they only do that in Oklahoma, right?
That's like
actually they do it in Chicago, don't they? Maybe with the big
Well, in
pizza.
Chicago, the deep dish is a little different.
That's like pizza cake, though. In all fairness, it's like it's like 4 inches high. I mean, I've watched them make it. It's
Chicago? What's the famous one? Giordano's or?
There's Giordano's.
Yeah,
there's
I've been there.
Gino's East, and there's
Gino's
Lou
East.
Malnati's.
Yeah, I was there for a convention and we ordered. A group of us went and we ordered way too much pizza because we're thinking, Northeast. Like, yeah, we're gonna need like 4 pies, and they come out and the thing's the size of a quiche.
Yes.
We made you 1.5.
Route. Oh, John, your favorite characters are the Punisher and Moon Knight. Oh my God, wait till you see what we have next week.
So
Oh,
Preston,
boy, yeah,
when do they ever eat pizza in Oklahoma with a fork and knife? Preston, if you are from Oklahoma, I apologize. I was just joking, only because obviously Alec recently moved from that part of the country. So I don't know if they eat it with a fork and knife there, but you do it here, and they will hang you out.
I believe that. But speaking of Moon Knight, I need to hear your opinions on the show too. The newest episode, was it 5? Was that this week?
Yep.
I have to admit, I watched 4.
No spoilers though.
Yeah. No, I caught up with 4. I don't know. I don't see how they're gonna. I don't know. I mean, I'm glad I watched them.
You said you liked 4 though.
I got you, Preston. I've offended Preston. I apologize. And Josh went, East Coast pizza cops are on their way.
That's true.
That is,
All right, I need to let you guys sell, but I just want to show John a little bit of stuff. By the way, we have old school Star Wars next week from Marvel. But John, this will be on the air on Monday. Night Stalkers, a little bit of Blade and Punisher. Spider-Man Vengeance with the Punisher. And Moon Knight, Punisher, Moon Knight, and Spider-Man. So, John, these will be on the air on Monday live. I'm going to throw out one more thing. What happened? Claim. All right.
You drinking the Cheetos again?
Before I eat my second veggie sandwich, before I get to the pizza, let's pick one more thing that Nick drops the price on. Pick another item, something different. How about what's the most expensive item we have tonight?
Let's see.
Is it the Suicide Squad? The Jim Lee signature?
Yes.
Either that or maybe it's
mega pack though.
Oh, mega! I think John had a Punisher. You know what? All right, what's the mega pack? This is a $300 pack, right?
Yes.
Over 300.
Action Comics number 1000 DF exclusive covers, CGC graded 9.8.
Ooh, Kurt Swan, last published Kurt Swan.
Action Comics number 1000 signed and cover sketch art by Ken Haeser.
Ooh, nice. The commission cover art.
Superman number 52 signed by Pete Tomasi.
Ooh, love that. Yeah, and it's Silver Signature Series, and only 5 in the world. This is number 3.
And Spider-Man number 1 signed by
Superman number 1 signed by Brian Michael Bendis.
Correct.
Number 20 out of 650.
And we were going to do it for $193.80.
All right. So for tonight, I'm actually going to make it $150. And now I am really, really, really not coming back.
Yeah, nobody believes that, Nick.
Nobody believes that.
Well, I'm going to eat my other
Nick,
sandwich.
Nick, it's on the screen, buddy.
Oh, you got it? Okay.
I'm sorry. I can only see so far.
All right.
The more
So
stuff he gives away, the more this company is going to cost me when I hit the Powerball because, somebody's got to cover the losses.
all right. So we need to go to our first break. Stay with us. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
To be continued. 3 little words that hold the secret to the next great story. 3 words that will thrill you, confound you, give life to new possibilities. Every variation of To Be Continued is a promise of adventure, a promise of excitement, a promise of unseen wonders and unexplored worlds. A promise that every issue you read makes you a part of a never-ending journey, and behind every page there will be an unopened door waiting for you. This story to be continued at your local comic book shop today. Visit comicshoplocator.com today.
And we're back.
We are back, and we're now joined by Mariano Nisi. No, we're not. I'm only kidding.
All right. So, all right, let's throw another book out there, and then interested to hear what you guys have to say about New Comic Book Day.
Wait, I do really want to hear John's opinion on Moon Knight, though, too, on the newest
All right.
episode.
Okay, so we got Star Wars #1 Dynamic Forces exclusive signed by cover artist Greg Land. We have one available for $19.77 for the year Star Wars, obviously first movie in theaters. It is number 137, limited edition of 2300, and we have the one available for $19.77.
I'll tell you what this cover is a little bit of a callback to. This cover is a little bit of a callback for me to when Dark Horse did this book. I know sometimes people don't like to discuss now that it's a Marvel thing,
Right.
but Dark Horse did a lot, like a significant amount of Star Wars, and they had some of the coolest covers. And
They really did.
Yeah, I mean, they took the property in some really neat directions, and that's what this cover reminds me of. I don't know if that's intentional or not, or not that I always love to see Disney and Marvel prosper because it's where I get my stuff from. But in a way, I felt kind of bad when Dark Horse sort of, was on the outside looking in, because some of the stuff they did was just really good.
So Stevie B has a question. I assume, Stevie B, you're asking the other viewers out there, because here we just, we storm in bags and boards and long boxes, obviously. So if anybody has
In my truck, that's how we.
Anybody has any display, how they display their CCAs or how they keep them, throw it up there in the chats.
Dwayne, you're right. I saw, and this startled me. I was ticking around like eBay, like I always do, and I saw like Star Wars Legacies number 3 or 4, and I'm not sure like specifically what that issue. It's like $70. And I'm like, hold on a second. I mean, I know I'm old, but I'm not that old. I remember buying this book for like, $4 or whatever it was a few years ago. For some reason, all the Dark Horse Star Wars stuff, especially the single issues, are just disappearing. And the price is crazy.
He Who Remains. You know what? We're going to get to the slab books next. I know I promised. I forget who asked to see the slabs. And then Alec obviously wants to know your impression of Moon Knight, the latest episode, rather.
Sure. You know what? We try not to avoid too many spoilers. I realize there are people getting home from work and, they haven't watched this thing. I was up at about 10 after 4 this morning to watch this thing.
Oh, slept in today.
I was just going to say that.
I said, well, you know what I found out? And here's like a little sort of, if you are like the kind of lunatic that'll get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, because they tell you it's midnight Pacific Standard Time. That's 3 a.m. here, or, adjust for your own time zone. If you try to turn it on, like the first one I did was Falcon and Winter Soldier. It was like 3 o'clock in 1 second, and the stream is terrible.
Really?
It's laggy. If you wait till 3:05,
it catches up because it's probably still dumping its way into the system.
So I tell people, you know what? There's nothing wrong with watching that show at 10 after 3. Unless you got to like zip off to work or something like that. You don't have the 10 minutes, but. I find that
except that what's wrong with it is the same reason you would watch it at 3:01. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, man.
You know what? There was a time where Marvel movies were, you remember that stuff they did in the 70s, like Hippie Doctor Strange.
Yes.
And, Stoner Thor and Rex Smith is some horrible version of Daredevil, Street Hawk. At the time you're like, wow, these are great. They are awful.
I don't think I ever said, whoa, this is great. Horrible. I think I said, whoa, this is all I got. So I might still try to enjoy
Hammond, it. Reb Brown. These were not like
Captain America.
Reb Brown was Captain America. This was not top tier talent.
Or top tier direction either.
Or top tier anything. It was,
I remember the Captain America one. His shield was clear.
It was the shield was the windshield of his motorcycle. And
that was lame.
Somebody looked at a Captain America comic and saw like a Jack Kirby cover or a Frank Robbins cover where he's on a motorcycle fighting Nazis, and somebody said, "That's all we need to know." So he became like a biker in spandex. Red Brown was like a pro wrestler, bodybuilder, stuntman type, and they're like, "Let's put him in there because he looks like Captain America." And I'm like, "Oh boy."
Yeah, they were bad. And the
now,
Corman FF movie.
If they're going to spend tens and hundreds of millions of dollars to put this stuff together, the least I can do is get up at 3:30 in the morning to watch it. I already said it. People on social media know I will be out of the office on, I guess it's May 6th. I've already got tickets for 3 of the 4 RPX showings that day of Doctor Strange.
What office? You're retired.
I kind of mean that as a slang term. I will watch that movie the entire day. That will be all that I do. I will watch that movie the entire day so that by the time people will say to me, "Oh, have you seen it?" I'll have seen it 4 or 5 times in 2 days.
All right, let's get a slab up. So first up, we have Deceased number 2, CGC graded 9.8.
Wow.
All right. Suggested retail of $89.99. We have one available tonight for $69.99. So
I got to tell you, I'm not a fan of the idea of like a zombie virus infecting Superman because that just seems terrible to me. But that cover is amazing. Holy cow, is that cover amazing.
So, all right. So your impression of the last Moon Knight episode.
I don't want to do spoilers because I realize people haven't
But
seen
your impression.
But they've decided that they are going to take. We've talked about this before. They're testing the limits of the Marvel universe, right? They got people now. They're powering Hollywood.
Right.
Let's be honest. Disney might have a huge amount of content out there. People will get Disney Plus for 2 things: Star Wars and Marvel stuff.
I would agree. Well, unless you have small kids.
Yeah, but there's a Disney Channel for small kids, right?
Well, not
Like,
the
you
movies,
don't need to pay
like,
for that stuff.
Well,
yeah,
in Kanto, I mean, I watched that with my nephew. I wouldn't have seen that if I didn't have Disney Plus.
I think that they know that they've got people now, so they're testing, they're seeing what they're doing. Now, sometimes they step eternally, and that is not good. Then they.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, that's right. Amy left, didn't she?
Yes.
The Eternals is awful. It is awful.
It's terrible.
It is awful.
Unless you compare it to Morbius.
You know what? Morbius is bad, but somebody brought up something the other day that was even worse than Morbius that I'd forgotten about. I can't remember what it was. Somebody brought it up in the chat. There's not much worse than Morbius, but they've decided they want to do this sort of Moon Knight direction, and I'll put it this way. It's not my thing. If you're looking for what I liked in comics, they already gave it to me. They gave it to me from Captain America, the First Avenger, to Avengers Endgame. Everything they give me thereafter is just gravy. Okay. I saw the story I wanted to see. I do not think I will see the story I want to see with Fantastic Four.
Hope springs eternal. Obviously.
You know what I mean? They gave me what I wanted. They gave me Iron Man. They gave me Thor.
JD, the ultimate Eternal supporter. I would disagree. I would disagree, JD.
The
I'm
feed
sorry.
is going to get cut, man. Be careful.
You know, Chloe.
Oh, hi, guys. So it's just me, I guess.
There it is. Hi, this is Alec, a comic collector.
I'm sorry. You look at, there's certain directors that direct action films, and there's certain directors that direct other kind of films. Okay, to try to mix the two, I think was a bad idea. You know, and that really showed in the movie. And you know, the screenplay, there was too much going on, trying to focus on too many characters and not enough on the ones that I think really had an interesting story that you could have expanded on. I mean, there was just a lot that didn't work in that.
Oh, I remember what was the absolute worst thing Marvel has done, by the way.
What's that?
The Inhumans TV show.
All right, well,
I never even watched it.
The Inhumans is about the rock bottom you could get in the modern Marvel age. Like I said, some of that stuff in the 70s was just, ooh, you haven't even read the comics, but
you could tell they did it they did it on a shoestring.
Somebody, and I know that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. have their fans and have their detractors. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is light years better.
I was going to say, that wasn't horrible, I'm not saying it was good, but I'm not saying it wasn't horrible.
It was inconsistent. There were times Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was about moments. And after a while you realized you were waiting for those moments.
Right.
And you know, the one moment in particular, I forget which season it was, is you get Coulson using the shield hand. And it's like Captain America's shield, but it's the logo for S.H.I.E.L.D. in the middle of it. And that one moment where Coulson, in continuity, is a Captain America fan his entire life. The fact that his weapon, his thing, looks like Captain America's shield, that's sort of, to me, that was worth watching all the other stuff. The kind of terrible version of Quake, and you know, no.
He Who Remains says Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was okay for an ABC Friday evening show.
Yeah, I think that's about right. It had good moments, but it was very.
Well, I think our expectations were lower then than they are now.
JD is right. I don't know, and this is the other thing. Whatever made you set the Inhumans in Hawaii?
Good point.
I love the Inhumans. They're sort of like the first.
I like them too.
They're Jack Kirby's first. Jack Kirby talked about this once, a long time ago. He ran into Eric Von Daniken, a guy who wrote a book called Chariot of the Gods. And this was a guy that sort of coalesced this theory that life here began out there. And we were sort of like, you know, and you've seen it over and over again. The Kree, the Inhumans, this idea that we're just kind of like all, you know, cavemen, right? An alien saucer lands, and they mess with our DNA and turn us into people.
Right.
And then after they get people, they're like, that's not good enough. So then we get the Inhumans or the Eternals or whatever. You know what I mean? I think at one point, Marvel's mutants were tied into this. Like they had a book, it was like Externals or something. It was very bizarre. But it's all this idea that, you know, evolution was sort of not just jump-started, but, you know, cut in there.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think that really hooked Kirby. Because if you look at everything Kirby did thereafter, He did the Inhumans. He did the New Gods. He came back. He did the Eternals. Then he left, and then for I think it was Topps, he did a whole bunch of stuff. I think Pacific Comics, and it was all these characters which Marvel, which Dynamite recollected in like a Kirbyverse type thing. Captain Victory and Silver Star, but it's always the same idea that super science, extraterrestrial. That works, and I want to like the Inhumans. What they gave us on that show was, it's almost the equivalent of getting your dog kicked. It's just not, it was bad.
Right. So let's see. JD says no. Literally, that's who they keep in mind when they make shows to air on Friday nights. Parents with young kids and teens without driver's.
Yeah, no, I think that's right.
Point.
I mean, the demographic is changing, but yeah, Space Above and Beyond was a great show. That was a show that didn't get enough episodes, and unfortunately, the way they aired the episodes, they were out of order.
Yes.
I was at a con where, oh God, I can't think of his name, but one of the characters was at the con, and he talked about the biggest problem our show had was the studio would not air them in the order they were supposed to be in.
Right.
And if you watch them like that, it is a much better show.
In the correct order.
If you watch them in the correct order, you can find them on, YouTube or whatever, because it's not, it's not like a streaming service or anything.
Right. All right, so let's
And you're right. X-Files was so good. I remember sitting in a bar and people saying, like, shut off the game. The X-Files are on. And I remember, like, the older folks at the bar were like, wow, the nerds have taken over from, like, the baseball junkies. And sure enough, the bartender was like, 9 o'clock. Pow, the game went off in whatever inning it was in. And for that hour, it was Mulder and Scully. And you were hoping the game would go into extra innings so you'd see the end of it.
My ex-wife was such a huge fan that we had to watch on a cruise. Wow. Got ridiculous. All right, so next up, True Believers Hulk, Red Hulk #1, signed by Jeff Loeb, just a retail of $89.99. We have one available for $62 for the year Hulk first appeared.
That's a crazy cover.
It is number 17 of 35, obviously signed in gold by Jeff Loeb.
Oh.
So Ron says, I love the X-Files. I have so many signed items from that show. I mean, she got me into it, but I mean, we were on a cruise. There's got to be something better.
The memorabilia that they had available for the X-Files when it immediately went off the air at trade shows, Ron probably remembers, was amazing. Like signed scripts. There was like everything available when that show went off the air. Chris Carter was in, I think it was a con in Seattle. And he just was like, I set up a table with all this stuff. And he had signed like everything he had. Like he was clearing out his X-Files closet. I didn't even get near the table because I saw all the hardcore fans just like bum rush the table. And I'm like, all right, I'm good. I'll be over here with Gold Key stuff.
So believe me, I enjoyed X-Files. It was probably one of the few things that my ex-wife and I agreed upon. Clearly. But all right, so John's impression. So it has not really kicked off. I think that after
my impression is this: it's very well made, very well performed. It's not my type. Like I would
Oscar Isaac.
I would not read the Moon Knight comic, to be clear. Like I always try to say these things, right? When people are like, oh, you didn't like the Batman movie. Let me be clear. I don't read Batman as a comic either, so it's not like I'm shooting on that one particular film or whatever. I did see the Batman. I saw it in the theater. I had to sit through most of it again because my wife wanted to watch it on HBO Max. It's terrible. I don't like it.
I disagree. I enjoyed it. It's a definite departure. I think it emphasizes the problem that DC has, that they had a press release about trying to unify the universe. I don't think that helped it, but as a standalone film, a different perspective on Batman. I thought it was good. I enjoyed it.
DC Warner Media, or I guess it's Discovery Channel now. I don't know. They have their exact opposite mirror images. Marvel decided from Iron Man #1, we are going to step by step build the most amazing movie experience you ever have. There's a video on Disney Plus, and you can look at it where it starts with Iron Man 1, and even then, Jon Favreau is talking about in his mind they're thinking of the Avengers Assemble moment. They didn't quite have all the pieces yet, but they knew they wanted the culmination of these films to be Captain America saying, Avengers, assemble. And there's this scene, of course, it grew much more than they thought it was going to. But I think we kind of got this thing now where DC sees that opposite. Joker is over here. There's like 3 or 4 different versions of Joker. Nobody knows who's in the Batman in what universe. Like, I guess Ben Affleck is the Batman for the Harley Quinn and Suicide Squad universe.
It's honestly all over the place.
So let's see. He Who Remains. Batman was solid. I'm just happy they didn't waste time with the parents being killed and spilled pearls going everywhere.
The roses on the wet paper.
Yeah.
Again,
I would agree with that. I mean,
just like with Spider-Man, when they finally did the new Spider-Man series. I mean, the second Spider-Man series with Andrew Garfield, they didn't need to do the origin again.
We get it. If you bought a ticket for this, you know who Spider-Man is.
What else sold? We sell anything else?
Not yet.
Okay. Since He Who Remains is here, I just had my second veggie sandwich. I'm about to grab something else.
Okay.
Nick is back. That's right. And Nick is also front. Look how big the front is. So, He Who Remains, $300 Superman package. Superman #1, Brian Michael Bendis, signed number 20. Superman signed by Pete Tomasi, limited to 5. Number 3 silver signature series. Commission cover art, Action 1000. Action 1000 less Kurt Swan cover. $300 plus package, $150. I know He Who Remains usually likes to buy the big stuff. And I love the avatar on YouTube. That's Vampirella.
That is Vampirella.
That is beautiful Vampirella, He Who Remains. So, all right, now I'm going to have pizza. I'm not coming back with any more discounts. You guys already got great prices.
That's because you're going to be sleeping.
Take the pizza away from it. Push it off the table.
What'd you say, AR?
I said that's because you're going to be sleeping after a sandwich and pizza.
That's
right, real food. I'm finally going to have real food.
His body will have a reaction. What is this?
All right, so let's. So we got time to get one more book in before we have to go to break. So let's do Star Wars #1, Scotty Young retailer variant, signed by John Cassaday. Suggested retail of $89.99, $77 for $19.77, and we have one available at that price.
I like that cover.
Wait, was the slab with those books? I didn't see it. Yes, the mega pack, the slab was with those books.
Yes.
So just to go back,
that's like a super mega pack that was together. That's
so it includes for He Who Remains. So we're just going to go through it real quick. It includes Action Comics number 1000, CGC graded 9.8, DF edition. Action Comics number 1000, signed and cover sketch art by Ken Haeser. And then we have Superman number 52, signed by Pete Tomasi, and Superman #1, signed by Brian Michael Bendis. And altogether, a $300 retail value. And we have it for $150 tonight, just the one kit. Looks like there's a slab in the back. Yes, we do have a couple more slabs that we got to get through. And we will definitely do that when we get back from the break. And you know what? Now's probably a good time for a recap. What do you think? I don't care what you think, John.
Do another slab.
No, I'm doing a recap. Doing a recap.
I'm trying to.
Oh, okay.
So now he's all belligerent because he Dwayne's a pain. Let me see. Bruce Campbell, Superman. All right, that's part of the mega
That's the
kit.
chin, man. Yeah.
All right, so let's do a quick recap. All right, so we did, as always, we started with Dynamite 10-pack, 10 random Dynamite titles, suggested retail of $40 or higher, and we have it for $5. Then our first best offer book was Daredevil #8, signed by Mark Waid, and it is a best offer book, and Preston is currently in the lead at 10. JD cracking me up. Then we had Star Wars #1, Dynamic Forces exclusive sign cover by artist Greg Land. And that we have for $19.77 for the year that Star Wars first appeared. Then we had Suicide Squad #1, signed by Jim Lee. And that is a best offer book starting at $149.99. Then we had True Believers, Hulk, Red Hulk #1, signed by Jeff Loeb. And that suggested retail of $89.99, and we have that for $62 tonight. And we have one available at that price. Then we just did the Star Wars #1 Scotty Young retailer variant signed by John Cassidy. Suggested retail of $89.99, and we have that for $77 for $19.77. We have one available for that price, signed in gold. And then we had Amazing Spider-Man #1 signed with a Spider-Ham cover sketch by Katie Hidalgo. Suggested retail of $89.99. We're going to do it for $62, but we're going to do it for $55. One available at that price. Then the Mandalorian was claimed by Ron. And then let's see, Star Wars claimed by
Mando was king, man.
That Mando was cool. And then we did Deceased #2, CGC graded, 9.8 guaranteed. Suggested retail of $89.99, and we have one available for $69.99.
That was the biggest problem I had. Deceased was really good. Somebody said
Deceased was awesome.
Deceased was awesome. I just couldn't get past Superman being infected. That's just I know they explained it, but I'm like, no. When he got infected by the other thing a few years ago and turned into a robot, I'm like, hey, look, man, that's not what happens to Superman. I don't care who the writer is. I'm not reading that. No. So then we did the Superman Mega Kit and a $300 suggested retail, and we're doing it for half price at $150. That's crazy. $150 for that kit is. And then 2 Punishers were claimed by John. I have to do the Ron thing and wait and see, and then if nobody gets it at the end, the Kurt Swan thing is too cool. It is, and when you see it up close, it looks like it literally is a pencil sketch. Oh, Ken is here.
I was gonna say, look, check it out.
Oh, Ken, hey. Thanks for joining us, buddy. Yeah, Ken, your Punishers went like instantaneously. Because we have at least 19 different things we'd like you to draw just based on tonight's channel. That's John. Don't we this at all. What's this stuff? I don't know what we are referring to. Maybe you and Alec, but not me. Nick is in the chat too. So Ken can draw the stuff and Nick will pay him, and everybody's good here, right? I'm just here to read the recaps, people. That's what I'm here to do. That's it. So all right, so we got to take our second break. So we're gonna do that now. And stay with us. We'll be back in a couple minutes. Right back.
Did you know that every experience show, including some exclusive content, streams on Twitch? Check it out. Twitch.tv/the_EXP. Or just scan that QR code.
This is The Experience.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hey there, hi there, ho there. You're as welcome as can be.
Hi, I'm Nancy McCann. Welcome to Friday Night Live on The Experience.
Welcome, everybody. It's Fat Jack's Comic Crypt. Brendan, Al, Jason, hanging out.
There I am. Welcome back to Kicking It with Henry, folks. I am your host, Henry Kumpa. It's great to be here with you guys.
So we are going to talk about books that are in stores this week.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Mishmash.
Hello, and welcome to the Black Comics Universe, presented by Peep Game Comics.
And you gotta love it that the first people in the minute to skim it are creators.
Up, everybody! Welcome to another Wednesday Warriors. My name is Joey Galvez, and this is my pal Ambrosia.
Hey, everybody! Welcome to Space Cadet.
Hey! What's up? Welcome, everyone, for another episode of I Must Ask You a Question.
Hi, everybody! Welcome to Nerd News Now.
Hey, this is Rex. Welcome to Comic Collectables.
Hey, hello, all you happy people. Welcome to the Dan Wickline Show.
Hi, everybody, and welcome. This is the crazy show that we do on Thursdays called What's in the Box? What's in the Box?
Comic culture and sales.
We are back.
All right, we are back.
And JD is right. It's very cool to have Ken in the house because at least 40% of this show is us showing his work and talking about his work and me making stuff up that I want him to do in the future.
My suggestion to Ken Haeser is you might want to have a special spam folder box for John's email. That's what I do here, so I can get through a day. I've never.
Some creators value my input. I spent like an hour texting Tom Snigowski. I was concerned about the lack of Vampirella knowledge amongst the staff here at Dynamite. It's like me, Nick, and him, and everybody else is like, "Oh, that's the one in the red costume, right?"
I hope that when they have the restraining order, they don't pick you up during the show. That's all I'm hoping.
I know. Janine is like, "We have got to move." He knows where we are.
Call the cops. All right, so let's see. Let's do another slab book. We have Vampirella Volume 5, Number 6, CGC graded.
Speaking of Vampirella, that was a nice segue.
Thank you. CGC graded, guarantee 9.8. It is one of our.
It's a nice cover.
One of our 5-star books at $50, and we have one available tonight.
You know who needs to do a Vampirella CCA? Is Nick still on this thing? Is this on? Preston, you're right. So you know what? For a long time, I wanted Ken to do Green Lantern, and I finally got the Green Lantern CCA I wanted. So yeah, hopefully next up is Green Hornet.
All right, so let's talk about new comics.
Cuts him right off. No, I don't want. No, we're done talking about that.
Oh, did I cut John off? I don't know. It's become a habit. I don't even notice I'm doing it. It's like tapping your foot.
That's pretty funny.
All right, so Preston's in on the Vampy. You got it, Preston.
There was a huge amount of stuff that came out. I didn't even manage to get through. I didn't manage to get through everything. I was up super early, so by the time I got to the comic book store, I was like, you know what I mean? But the one thing that jumped out for me that I really, really super like is Mike Mignola, Chris Roberson, who's done, I think, Doc Savage for Dynamite, a ton of other stuff. They have the British Paranormal Society, and it's just sort of, if you say it's Mignola-esque, you know what I mean, right? If you say it's Mignola-esque, you know what I mean. And it's in that vein, and I really like it. These are characters we've seen in other stuff, sort of getting their own, their own time at the plate, and I really like that.
All right, so JD, this has got to be one of your best. JD is warning Ken, be careful because John is going to ask you to do a cover sketch of Green Lantern making out with Green Hornet on Green Arrow watches.
I'll tell you what Ken would absolutely kill is recreating that Hard Traveling Heroes cover where it's Green Arrow and Green Lantern. Absolutely.
Well, we just dropped a viewer. It was probably Ken Haeser.
This Ken, I'm out. I'm not doing all this stuff.
Oh my God! All right, so Alec, what your thoughts?
I'm gonna be honest. I thought it was a pretty big new comic book day, and there wasn't. I don't know. I thought a lot of the books seemed pretty average to me. Like there was nothing that ended. Well, there's a few books that I really liked, but for the most part, I don't know. There was a lot of books that were $8.99. There was a few that were $5.99, and it seemed like an expensive new comic book day. And there was nothing really crazy about it. Like the new ASM series that they've been hyping up, I didn't think that was good. They put a different cover on it. I guess they had their take on a cardstock cover, and it still felt extremely cheap. The TMNT's The Last Ronin finally came out. I actually didn't read it, so I can't say if it was good or bad, but it took, a year and a half for that series to finally wrap up. And that was $8.99. I mean, that's pretty high quality. So I don't know. I mean, there's some cool stuff, but just like I saw John earlier. He said that Punisher was his #1 pick of the week, and I actually really didn't think that was that good. I don't like the direction that they're going with the Punisher right now. It doesn't seem like the Punisher that a lot of us are used to, and maybe that's a good thing. Try new things out, see what works, what doesn't. I think Jason Aaron is a fantastic writer. Yeah, you're trying.
I think that's the Moon Knight thing. They're like, hey, let's try this. They've got enough successes now. Let's just say it's not. Let me be clear. No spoilers. Moon Knight is not terrible. I don't think it's for everybody, but it's not terrible. But if it was, they have enough successes to say, all right, we'll get you next time.
Right.
When the next season of, Falcon and Winter Soldier or whatever they call it.
Because the same could be said at that rate for the WandaVision. I've talked to a lot of people who did not like WandaVision at all, and I really liked it. I thought they did a good job with it. I thought it was a unique thing that they did as far as the series goes.
Right. I would agree. I mean, that was a departure. That was a risk they were taking, a leap off.
It almost like a little bit of foreshadowing to Multiverse of Madness, right?
Right.
That too.
We're letting you know right now, we've got characters that can sort of tinker with the fabric of reality, similar to the Reality Stone, right? The idea that there are individuals, whether it's spells or artifacts, that can do what an Infinity Stone does, that's disturbing. Like within the comic book level, that's real disturbing. I don't want anybody to have that.
Nobody does, actually, John.
Disney has more than $1 billion that says you're wrong.
Could be. So, let me see. JD, yeah, I mean, there's always going to be somebody that doesn't like something. I mean, that almost goes without saying. So,
it's just the way it is.
Yeah, Ron, I didn't hear that. I didn't think Hawkeye was a failure, but I think that when they had to determine for the Emmys what they were going to classify it as, they classified it as a miniseries, which then I think began the conspiracy theorists that, there's not going to be a season 2. And I'm not saying there is going to be one unless somebody, out there has heard something I haven't heard. But I try to keep up with the rumor mill and the gossips. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I personally really enjoyed Hawkeye. So I thought it was really good. I enjoyed WandaVision. I enjoyed Loki. Trying to think, was there anything that I didn't really like? Book of Boba Fett until they brought back Mandalorian, which stopped, from my opinion, a downward spiral when they brought Mando back.
I really think you can make the argument that's the Mandalorian season 3.
Yeah,
and they use the Boba Fett thing because let's be honest, there are people who their entirety of their lives they waited for more Boba Fett.
Yeah, and we're gonna watch it.
Didn't get it.
Even if you're a Star Wars fan, you're watching it, man. You're watching it. So then you're criticizing it after, but you're watching.
And that little corner of the Star Wars universe is very cool. The idea that's sort of going on where Boba Fett winds up becoming what's the word they use? Daimyo? I forget the Japanese word they use.
Yes.
He becomes like a daimyo, and then sort of like the Mandalorian is rolling around with Grogu. That's just see that whole thing. To me, I think that whole thing did what they were trying to do with Rogue One. They're trying to introduce like new, to use D&D term, a new party and a new dungeon, and it just didn't happen that way.
So Who Remains was not a fan of Hawkeye. That's interesting.
It's become like my new favorite Christmas movie.
I enjoyed it. Preston thinks that the MCU is setting up for next generation of heroes. That I believe.
That's definitely true. A young generation for sure.
This was before, right? Runaways, Young Avengers, probably something. I'll tell you what I think would be very cool is particularly if they get Benedict Cumberbatch to make any sort of appearances whatsoever, is if they did Strange Academy.
Ooh.
I think Strange Academy. I don't know if people have read the book or whatever, but Strange Academy has the potential to be a very cool Disney Plus show. It's essentially, for people that haven't seen it, it's the Professor X idea. However, it's a magic school. And
it's Harry Potter for Marvel.
It's Harry Potter for Marvel. That's a great way to put it. So and that's why people should be checking out Alex's channel, because that's really a great way to put it. I mean, that's what it is, right? Clearly, there's money to be made.
And you got the movie right around the corner. So, all right. So let's do the last slab book of the night. We have Amazing Spider-Man #1, Dynamic Forces exclusive covers, CGC graded 9.8.
I like that.
Suggested retail of $89.99. We have one available for $62.
I might be wrong. I think that has a first appearance in it too. I think it's first appearance of because I think issue 4 is Silk. I can't think of her last name off the top of my head. Cindy. God, I'm drawing a blank.
Moon.
Huh?
Cindy Moon?
Yeah. At least I think that's right. I'm drawing a straight blank.
So why were you drinking with John Spilios or what?
No, It is the first. If it's the series I'm thinking of, that is the first appearance of Cindy Moon, who eventually is Silk.
Got it. Emmy Comics in the house. Marcus, I saw you earlier, buddy. Thanks, man. So Preston says he doesn't think they'll jump straight to Strange Academy, but I'd love it.
They might not. I mean, when you consider how stretched out these things are, I mean, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I had someone tell me on Twitter that Fantastic Four is an idea whose time has come and gone, and that's why they can't get it right. We were talking about that on Comics Twitter,
right?
#Comics Twitter, and someone said she agreed with me. She's like, "You're absolutely right. The Fantastic Four is like the epitome of 1960s sci-fi storytelling. It's so much the epitome of that. It doesn't work in 2022 moving forward. That's why they can't get it right. They can't find the right actors and actresses. They can't find the right setting. Although we've talked about it on this show, and the right setting is to do about 3/4 of that movie in 1960 and have them get trapped in the negative zone or whatever, and they come out, and somehow it's 2024 Shield.
Right, you had mentioned that before.
That would be really cool.
Feige announced at CinemaCon that he's heading to the first in-person Marvel creative retreat for
I saw that today,
years,
yeah.
And they'll be planning out the next decade of movies. So that should be interesting. I'm sure we'll get some leaks, purposefully put out there that, something. Yeah, come on, let's call it what it is.
I know.
Please.
Well, I always picture Kevin Feige sitting there with a legal pad, right? And he decides, he grabs it, he sits down. I'm doing a Young Galactus series, and he throws a piece of paper just off to the side, knowing it'll be leaked.
These leaks from the studio from the unnamed source.
Trust me, bro, I have a source.
Otherwise known as Kevin Feige's secretary, because she handed him.
He tells the intern, leave the pad. Get my jacket.
Leave it there. Leave it. Can you leave it in the lobby?
Oh my God, that's too funny.
Man! All right, so let's do another Dynamite book real quick. So we have Barbarella #9, Mike Chrome Virgin cover, suggested retail of $50, and we have one available for $40 tonight.
I don't know if it's the wings, but this has almost got a little bit of an X-Men vibe to it, like a classic X-Men vibe.
It does, right?
I don't know if that's intentional.
Speaking of, I actually bought a X-Men hardcover today. It's the Ten of Swords, little mini omnibus thing that they did. I got a pretty good deal on it.
Oh, nice.
Ron, I'm going to do it for you, buddy. All right. So whoever wants to claim it, the ASM slab, a 9.8 is $50.
Yeah, Ronald wants it.
If you want it, Ron, it's yours.
Yeah,
buddy.
It's yours, Ronald. He's coming in here. Stop giving my stuff away.
Ronald's been so good tonight, being accepting of two
It's
things.
too late. I already did
price.
it. I did it already.
So we all agreed. There you go, Ronald. You got
it, buddy.
Alec, do you say yes or no? Let's see if it's unanimous.
Oh yeah, if you guys are all on board, absolutely.
He gave up the Punishers.
Yep.
And then he gave up. What did he give up?
BB-8.
Oh, BB-8.
He gave up BB-8.
So
now he's getting a CGC graded that's probably worth 200, even though we have it at 90. Because isn't it like the first Silk Moon?
We just talked about that. The first Cindy Moon.
Moon.
Yeah.
So he got a steal. Congratulations, Ron.
Congratulations, Ron.
No problem, Ron. All right. So let me see. Okay. So
let me real quick.
Go ahead.
We never get sidetracked.
No.
But Alex, no, right? The show's 8 hours. Alec, what else did you see this week for New Comic Book Day? I mean, I talked about Dynamite stuff all day on Twitter, so just buy Dynamite books. That's all I'm going to say. What else did you see, outside of the sort of, did you see something maybe indie related, Image related, something from
Image had a brand new series come out. I think it was like Bloodstained Teeth, I think it was called. Yeah, Bloodstained Teeth. It's a vampire series. I don't know. I forget where I put it on my list. I don't think it made the top 10 now that I think about it.
Ken, you're right. Ron probably has one of the most complete collections of anybody in the chat. I mean, Ron has a significant amount of product. I'll put it that way.
Well, of definitely of Ken Haeser.
Ken Haeser stuff.
Yeah, cover sketches. But go ahead. Sorry, Alan.
No, you're good. So like I said, I don't think I even put it on my top 10 list. It's not that I didn't like the story, because I mean it's a vampire story that's all right. There's another vampire story I'm reading, like Philadelphia, but I think it was the artwork that was extremely distracting. It was, I'm usually really, up in the air with art. I like a lot of random different things, but it was so colorful and so just very off the wall, and there was a lot of stuff that was going on. I don't know. It felt very distracting when you were trying to read it or get into the story. Like there was just yellows and purples and pinks, and it was just very bright, and it was just constant. So I don't know. I'm probably going to give it another issue or two because it seems interesting. I think they called them Sips and just like Firstborns or something. And one of the vampires that was a firstborn, he's been tasked with basically going to kill all the other vampires that he turned into vampires. That's like the idea of the first issue, but I mean, I guess we'll see where it goes. That was a new one from Image. AWA had 2 series wrap up this week. It was The Fourth Man and Hotel Volume 2. I thought they were both very good. John Lees, he did Hotel. He's a great writer. He just wrapped up Crimson Cage last week. Fourth Man, that one takes place in Pennsylvania, so obviously, I mean, I had to represent that one. Yeah. But that's a fun one, too. Other than that, new Thor issue, this big 750th issue, I thought that was just okay. I'm not sure how I feel about the direction of the story on that one either. I don't know. I just feel like right now Marvel's all over the place with comics, and just none of it is landing with me. I don't know.
Wow, I don't know if I'm just catching about 10% of Ron's CCAs.
I can't believe he has 700.
No, I can believe he has 700 of them. When you start collecting stuff, that's just, I don't care what it is, you just go down. But more than 10% of them are cats. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. He Who Remains was asking about Vengeance of Vampirella number 5 CGC. We don't have it tonight, but I will check for you.
Shoot Rex an email as a reminder, just,
It always helps.
And Alec, you know what I'll tell you this week, and I've said this a bunch of times, I do not consider myself, I guess I have to change this now. If you had asked me a couple last year, I don't consider myself the biggest fan of the Alien franchise. I read some of the Dark Horse stuff. It kind of became like repetitive and derivative after a while. Same with Predator, right? In the beginning, it was really good. And then after a while, it's like the same thing. Alien jumps over to Marvel, or I guess Marvel collects Alien, however you want to look at it. That first run they did was exceptional. I missed the first one. I read the second one at somebody's house. Then I went back and I picked it up. And then I've just been reading the book ever since. Book came out today. It continues the Jane and the Spinner story. If anyone's reading, just a very, very cool sort of, I guess I am an Alien fan now. Between that and my all-time favorite, CCA, everyone's going to say, oh, it's Green Hornet.
The Ken Haeser one.
I love both of those. It's Ken Haeser's Alien.
No, that was definitely fire.
The silver paint pen, the black blank variant. I mean, that is the single most thing I have in my comic book room on the wall, like center. When you walk in, that's what you see. And everybody has the same reaction, like, what is that? And I'm like, that's an artist with like a metal paint pen and a black cover. And, the use of negative space and whatever. And it's just so cool.
So Preston asked about a statue. No statue tonight, but I will make sure we have one for next week, Preston. So I'm writing that down as well.
That's funny you said that, though, John. I actually talked about that in the video that I filmed earlier. I was like, this Alien series, definitely biased. I grew up watching it, read the books, big fan. First arc for the new Marvel series, fantastic. I read just like a movie would have. And I was like, and then the second arc, I was like, it started off really strong, set the tone. And I was like, it's getting a little bit bored. I was like, it's getting a little slow. It feels like every issue is the same exact thing. But today's issue,
right?
Yeah, it was like, all right, all the stuff happened. The aliens hit the planet, and it turned into like every issue was like, all right, well, another survivor just got killed. They're still trying to make it out of their little area. And it's like, okay, maybe I should just wait for a hardcover and, read it all at once because nothing's going on. But today's issue, they added like a whole new aspect to it. And I was like, wow, it brought me back into it. I like it again.
Yeah, no spoilers, go read it yourselves. But yeah, This is absolutely something worth checking out. Maybe for everybody, maybe they want to grab like the graphic novel, like the collection. I think it's 1 through 6. I'm not 100% sure.
I couldn't remember what the next arc was.
But the next arc was, but they really started out strong, and now they've kind of rebounded. And I'll tell you right now, it's very cool. I mean, people have seen the movies,
Right.
And in the beginning, way back when, Dark Horse had a few really good Alien stories.
They really did.
They really did. But they had to keep it going, and I mean, they're not allowed to really change the universe that much. Yeah, sure, they can do other things, but they can't really change too much from the movies.
They can't change the foundation.
There's only so much they can do. There's only so many stories they can tell where, somebody's a prospector or somebody's stationed by themselves on like a listening post, and what is this that landed on? You know what I mean? You can only do that so many times. Marvel right now is sort of, I guess they grabbed Alien and they're like, we better do something different. And I think so far, for the most part, they've delivered.
I think so too.
Bye, Josh. Thanks for joining us, bud.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
See you, buddy.
So Preston, you're welcome, buddy. So I'll make sure to get a statue up there for next week, my friend.
Considering what we have upcoming, and again, I don't want to do publishing spoilers, but we should probably try to get DJ Thoris out again.
Send me an email.
I know where that email's going.
No, because eventually what'll happen is I'll just wind up going back and finding the DJ Thoris statue, and Rex will be like, "No, wait, we don't have paperwork for that."
It's on the top rack. You have to get on a ladder. Just saying. All right,
we've gotten a lot of positive feedback from the DJ Thoris statue. When we did the last one, people were like, "Wow!" I mean, I love the Dynamite statues. I really do. Something about DJ Thoris really kind of. You know what I mean? It just hit. It just hit a little bit different.
So, Preston, throw in the chats. Do you want to see another Deja Thoris? Is there something else that you want to see in terms of a statue? Let us know.
Oh, yeah, I love that. Seriously, everybody in the chat, if there's something you're looking for, I mean, you know the usual routine, right? Email Rex. If you're looking for a particular, I really want Captain Marvel or whatever.
Right.
All jokes aside, hit up Rex. He tries
it's like John Spilios. It took us a long time, but we finally got it. So,
he got them all today, too.
You know what I mean? Do you want to see a Barbarella statue? Do you want to see a DJ Thoris statue? Red Sonja. I mean, Elvira. You know what, Dwayne? I love Elvira stuff. One of my favorite things I got is the Elvira Witchboard. I had so much fun with that Elvira Witchboard watching. Full figure shadow statue.
Yeah.
Ron, I think you have to kind of shoot that kind of to the publisher.
Yeah, that's a lot of different people involved.
Yeah, I don't think we have. It's not like Rex could go in the back and say, "Here's the full figure shadow statue."
Yeah, exactly. I mean? That's going to be
that's
a little tougher for me. A comic or a CCA is one thing, but
full statue of a.
Right, yeah, that takes a lot of hands in the company to get moving, and then manufacturing. It could be quite a bit of time out.
I think the DJ Thoris statues come out because, and this is like a little bit of a play on words, the character is statuesque. If you think of DJ Thoris, you always think of the covers. Maybe it's Joseph Michael Linsner or whoever, and she's always in a pose. She's very regal. She's a princess, right?
Right.
So it almost lends itself to. Her statuesque nature lends herself to, being the statues, because when we've had them, people were like, seriously? I'm like, yeah. And the one they did was the one that was bronze. The bronze variant of the DJ Thoris statue. It literally looks like a piece of art from Barsoom. That's maybe
it does.
That's very cool.
Like something that should belong in a museum.
Wait, that's a great point. She's almost like a Disney princess. I think
that is a good point.
Actually, she's technically a Disney princess because they own the rights to John Carter, right?
That's right.
So yeah, that's actually technically a Disney princess.
All right. So right before we go to our next break, let's throw
the Preston Death Power Girl. You know what? I don't know if there's a Power Girl statue.
You can climb up to the top.
No, I can climb.
All right. So we're gonna do another book before we have to go to our last and final break. Vampirella Dracula Unholy #5 Peach Momoko Virgin cover. We have suggested retail of $50. We have one available for $40 tonight. Dwayne's a pain. Disney did the movie. they really missed the mark. There's so much they could have done.
From what I understand, they're going to take a swing at it again.
Are they? I mean,
Yes,
I
no,
watched it, but I mean, I'm glad I watched it, but it kind of left me.
I liked everything about that movie except John Carter. I liked who played DJ Thoris. I liked everything
Gambit.
else. I liked the aesthetic.
It's
I
Gambit.
hate that character.
Yeah, I don't
Taylor
like
Kitsch,
the
I'm
actor.
sorry, no nothing personal, but
I'm not a big
Gambit
fan.
is like one of those throwaway characters from the X-Men's past that I can't stand. My powers, I'm lucky. Shut up, dude.
Gambit's very popular
People
though.
are lucky, and you're right, Dwayne. They didn't market it really well, and I remember reading it didn't have the saturation in theaters that I don't know if maybe they didn't have the confidence in it. Let's be honest, it's more than 100-year-old property. So I could see where maybe they're like,
So I mean, I'm glad they're going to take another shot at it because I like to see another attempt.
I would like to see I like John Carter. Don't get me wrong. John Carter is one of the very first characters of that nature I learned from my dad way back when. Doc Savage, Flash Gordon. That's where I got my love of pulp characters, The Shadow. I would be much more interested in seeing a show on Disney Plus, DJ Thoris of Mars, than I would be John Carter of Mars. John Carter.
You mentioned this before.
John Carter, after 100 and something years, kind of is like a one-note story. Very cool story, but it's a one-note story. I think DJ Thoris has proven through all the different.
There's so much more you can do with her.
8 or 9 different Dynamite series in the last 10 years have shown you that DJ Thoris can be done by a number of creators in a number of different ways. The stories are great, and the books always sell.
Right. No, I agree. I think there's more source. There's more that's untapped that you can do with that character.
Yes.
So, all right. So, let's see. Where Rupenstein says Nick Cage. Got it. All right. Well, I'm taking notes, but I don't know if I can get my hands on all these statues everybody's throwing up there. I will, as always, do my best.
That being said, Chuck Brown's John Carter of Mars issue 1 was very good. I was super skeptical. I saw Adam. God, I can't think of his name now. He just joined the company. He did an interview, and as soon as I start hearing people say, "I've got a cool new idea and direction," I'm like, okay. I'm skeptical. It's what I call the Fred Van Lente face.
Isn't that what you do, though?
But yeah, totally. But I read the first issue and it was great. The first issue was really cool stuff. I can't wait to see what he's doing next. This is a thing where this creator found a way to sort of say, well, we've seen John Carter, jump over monsters and stab them in the head 1,000,000 times.
Right.
Right. We've
Where
seen
are you going
that.
to go with this?
Where are we going to go with this? He found a way. He found somewhere to go.
All right. So it is time for our last and final break. When we come back, we'll do a quick recap, especially the best offer books, as we're going to be winding down the last half hour. So it gives everybody a chance to get a claim in if they would like. And stay with us. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
Imagine being at a convention and going to an interview panel that's just for you. No bustling crowds, no hours-long lines, just you, the moderator, and your favorite comic book creators. Well, this is pretty much that. Miss Jen sits down every week with 2 comic book creators for a live stream interview about their latest work, and you can ask them whatever you want. It's Talking Shop, Mondays at 5 Eastern on The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales.
Thanks for tuning into The Experience. Help us out and hit subscribe over on YouTube and click the bell when you do. Need some help? Scan the QR code in the bottom corner.
Cupcake Carnival is.
All right, so we're back, and
here's a storefront in Morristown, by the way.
we're talking about, believe it or not, we're talking about a cupcake truck, which is actually excellent. I've actually they always seem to be parked next to Cousin Seafood.
10 years ago, they told my friend he was crazy, and that food truck could not just sell cupcakes.
Yeah, it works.
At one point, he had 2 trucks. Then he got rid of one truck. He has a catering business, and now he has a storefront on Morristown on Main Street, which for people who are not familiar with South Jersey, it's a fairly affluent area.
Yeah, very affluent.
There's a lot of BMWs and Lexus parked in front of his store. You know what I mean? He's doing okay.
Yeah, the cupcakes are excellent. I can't even, and that's a good combo because, I'm there for Cousin Seafood, and then I'm like, oh look, cupcake truck.
They're friends. Whoever runs, I forget the name of the guy that runs that truck, but they've been friends for a long time. And that's how that food truck is best. We talked about this with Kyle one night.
Pairing them up.
Pairing them up, kind of getting sweet and savory, something spicy. Everybody loves tacos, right? Except the one person that doesn't. So then you find like a burger truck or something, and you know what I mean? And you can take care of, if you go to San Diego Comic Con, which is the best example of this I've seen, they have food truck pods. 6 trucks. If you want a cup of coffee, they've got tons of coffee trucks and breakfast trucks.
Right.
If you want, you want something cool like a burrito, they have that. If you're into maybe Thai food or something,
Javits Center in New York.
Yeah.
They make extensive uses of food trucks. All right, so let's get to John's favorite part of the show, which is the recap.
Recap!
No, but JD's working on it.
Nice.
So as always, we have the Dynamite 10-pack reader set, 10 random Dynamite titles for $5. Then we had Best Offer Book, Daredevil number 8, signed by Mark Waid. Best Offer starting at 10, and Preston is currently in the lead. And then we had Star Wars number 1, Dynamic Forces exclusive cover, signed by cover artist Greg Land. And we have one available for $19.77. Then we had Suicide Squad number 1, signed by Jim Lee. Suggested retail of $299.99, and it is a best offer book at $149.99. It is number 7 of 45. Then we had True Believers, Red Hulk number 1, signed by Jeff Loeb. Suggested retail of $89.99. We have one available for $62, and it is number 17 of 35. Then we did Star Wars number 1, Scotty Young retailer variant, signed by John Cassidy.
I'm surprised this thing is still here with May 4th.
Yeah, no kidding. Suggested retail of $89.99, and we have one available for $77, signed in gold.
I think Scotty Young might be a little bit of a specialty thing. You know what I mean? Like anchovy pizza. The people who love it absolutely love it.
I love anchovy pizza.
Everyone else is like, oh, it's little kids.
Yeah, my daughter forbids me to actually have it on the pizza.
Dude, we'll have to go find it. You know what? I have the same thing. We'll have to grab an anchovy pizza and go over to a brewer.
Oh, I'm down with that. Anytime, Alec. Anytime, buddy.
No anchovies for me, my friend. No.
They're so delicious.
Just drink more beer. You won't taste it.
No, I will absolutely taste it.
Then you're drinking the wrong kind of beer. That's all I got to say.
It is salty fish. Let's be fair. I mean, it's.
Oh, I even love it in salad.
Beer can only do so much.
There's a couple of salad bars that I love because of the anchovies. Because they have the
anchovies are a great ingredient to add into stuff.
It's very healthy.
I make like a crab marinara sauce. Ooh. And it adds like a salinity and like an ocean sort of
love anchovies
vibe. You just kind of mash them up in butter, garlic.
It's never the same when you get it in a little cup and have to put it on the pizza. It needs to be baked in.
Oh yeah, when they do that, I'm like, oh.
Well, no, I don't have a choice. My daughter, unless I order 2 separate pizzas.
Better grab a slice for Cornelius.
Yeah, Cornelius the squirrel. We have not. My daughter is somewhat upset. I think she's going to send a very nasty, strongly worded email to the.
Why, you haven't heard about?
We have not. She goes, they have not emailed me, and they said they would. I'm like, oh boy.
I can't believe you don't have any Squirrel Girl stuff up on here.
We have had, in terms of, so for those of you that don't know the story, my daughter and I were at a softball tournament for a team, and during a rain delay, she picked up this injured squirrel in Staten Island. And Preston, there's definitely enough beer in Philadelphia for anchovies, my friend. And would not let go of it. And then we had to find a shelter. And oh my gosh, it was this whole ordeal. And I'm sad to announce that last Monday, our pandemic cats that we had rescued from a shelter, one of them died suddenly, and my daughter was absolutely heartbroken. It has been an absolutely brutal week at my house. And I hate to say, I haven't even told her. When I went home to my house for lunch today to do something, the box from the crematorium arrived, and I took it into the house, and I don't know when I'm going to tell her, because I can't have her crying all night again. That's not going to be fun. So
no.
So that is the update. Yeah. So we lost the cat. We're pretty sad about that. My daughter's it was her baby. So, but yeah, I know it's just one of them weeks. So anyway, on with the recaps, because they make me feel better.
I was going to say, that's 2 sads in a row. Come on now.
For you, maybe. So we have Amazing Spider-Man #1 signed with Spider-Ham cover sketch by Katie Hidalgo. Suggested retail of $89.99. We're doing it for $55 tonight. So that is still available. Let's see. That was claimed by Ron. That one's claimed by Preston.
Ron probably has the largest collection of Ken Haeser CCAs, probably other than Ken himself.
Well, Ken, you can't really call it a collection. He's drawing.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
so technically everything's at his drawing desk. But I knew Ron.
I'm sorry
had a lot.
to hear that, JD.
I did not realize that Ron had that many.
So yeah, I didn't. Even.
That's impressive.
700. Holy moly!
Well, 700 CCAs are impressive to me.
75 of them being
75 of them being Kens. That really kind of made me go, "Oh wow!" I mean, I knew Ron had a lot of them, but I didn't realize it was that many.
So I'm very sorry to hear that, JD. And to complete the story, what's funny is that a lot's happened, in my household over the last week. The cat being, one of those things. And the shelter that we rescued them from at the beginning of the pandemic, I called her because we're personal friends. We know each other. I know her parents and stuff, and we worked together at one point. And I called her to let her know that the cat had passed away. And then I called her the next day because so many things are going on in our house, and I thought my daughter could use another fur baby. So I was calling her about that. And it is kitten season here in our area in the Northeast. So I imagine it's probably like that in many places throughout the country. So as a PSA, go out there if you can, don't shop, adopt. So we have volunteered as fosters because I think my daughter could use it. We got 2 at the same time, and they were a bonded pair. They were litter mates. So he's very confused. He keeps looking for his brothers through the house, and obviously he's not there. So that is Whiskers.
Whiskers.
Yes,
yeah.
Whiskers.
I don't know if Nick is in the chat or not.
Yeah, I don't know if he is either, but I'm pretty sure it's Whiskers.
I told you he's gonna fall asleep after all that food.
Yeah, right.
Right.
He's probably snoozing in his office right now. We'll check on him before we leave the building.
This is how I get my Green Hornet project greenlit. Hello, yes, this is Nick's office. It's a go for 60
just start firing off emails from his laptop while he's sleeping. All right, so then let's see. That was claimed by Ron. Oh, then we had Deceased #2, CGC graded 9.8. Suggested retail of $89.99. We have one available for $69.99.
Thank you, Nick.
Save Whiskers Rescue. I knew there was more words attached, but all I remembered was Whiskers. And then we had the Superman Mega Kit, suggested retail of $300, and we have it for $150. And it includes Action Comics #1000, DF edition, CGC guaranteed 9.8, Action Comics #1000, signed and cover sketch art by Ken Haeser, Spider-Man #52, signed by Pete Tomasi, and Spider-Man #1, signed by Brian Michael Bendis, and a cumulative retail of $300. and we have it for half price, $150. Then we did Barbarella number 9, Mike Chrome Virgin cover, suggested retail of $50. We have one available for $40. And then we did Vampirella Dracula Unholy number 5, Peach Momoko Virgin cover. We have one for $50, suggested retail of $50, and we have one for $40 rather. And let's see. And that brings us up to speed, I think. And you know what? Let's get the other 2 Dynamite comics out there. We also have Red Sonja number 8, Lyrics Lee Virgin cover, suggested retail of $50. We have one available for $40. There it is. And
Red
then
Sitha, the early years.
And then we had Draculina number 3, Rose Besh Virgin cover, suggested retail of $50, and we have one available for $40.
So that's what it's like to eat something besides a veggie sandwich.
I know. Thank you, JD. I was trying to insert the link for Save the Whiskers Rescue.
Oh, thank you. That's really nice.
I don't think I did it right, but
So don't, and again on our PSA, adopt, don't shop, and if you can't do that, you can always act as a foster. If you can't do that, they're always looking for donations. Blankets,
I talk about this all the time. My wife is big into volunteerism. I'm not that person, but I'm always happy to
volunteer to sit here and talk about Dynamite comics.
Well, that's not different. That's with a purpose.
Just another day.
I'm happy. It's just another day. I'm happy to give somebody a check to help cats or dogs or, whatever. I mean, we have a lot of great local sort of rescues for animals, and I'm sure everybody in the chat, there's probably one in your area.
There's absolutely one of in your area, I'm sure.
Alex is now in the Paws area, right? The Pennsylvania Animal Welfare Society, right?
Maybe.
Preston, I'm going to leave that one to Nick because I've already taken my one free pass today and lowered the $150 for Ron. So I'm going to wait for Nick to respond to that, Preston. I mean, the shelter we go to is actually run by the county, but they have in recent years converted themselves to a no-kill shelter. And if you're in the South Jersey area, they are in Camden County, and they are called Homeward Bound. And they're a great facility and people that really care about the animals, and they are currently bombarded with kittens. So the irony of the story was when I called her, I said, I think we're ready to maybe add another fur baby. And she says on the phone, she goes, oh, thank God. I didn't want to say anything because it would have been awkward. You guys just lost the other baby, but we're so overloaded. And she's asking me like, all right, what do you want? I go, what do you mean? She goes, well, what color? I said, dude, I'm not buying a car.
You got everything.
We're trying to foster a cat.
You want white kittens, black kittens?
She goes, male or female? I said, I don't know. I said, I mean, we would prefer a kitten. I said, the only requirements is it can't be like, a very young kitten that has to be bottle fed and constantly, because I got to go to work. My daughter has classes. I said, but, we can quarantine them for a couple of weeks, whatever, but, a smallish one. But other than that, just whatever one you think is in need, I'm not shopping for a car. I don't care about the color or, the gender or anything like that. My daughter doesn't either. Just, I told her use Karma, whatever you think is right.
Preston, I'll let you know right now. I don't know. That's a Nick decision, but for John Spilius too, anyone that's a Draculina fan, Rachel Holland, who kind of holds the record here at Dynamite for most cosplay covers, most characters, whatever. She's going to be sort of doing a Draculina.
All right, Preston, here you go.
Soon.
We'll do. This is the opposite of veggie sandwich.
Wait. I want to point out that Preston has claimed a lot of stuff tonight as well.
I was about to say we'll do them all at $35.
All right, so now they're all $35. Are you buckled up, JD?
What else sold?
Let me see. Let me just make the notation here.
Well, I'm going to assume that the best Draculina sold.
Yes. Preston, just confirm with us if you would, please. Jeff Wedding, Carmen, new cat name. That actually is an excellent idea. So to continue with the story, so we got the 2 bonded brothers, littermates, and we named them Bert and Ernie. Now there's just Bert. So, all right, I got you down, Preston. You got it, buddy.
Sad story.
Sad.
I didn't mean to laugh, but
no, it is funny.
No, it's a funny, sad story.
Yeah, what else sold?
Let's see. That's best offer. Let's see. The Amazing Spider-Man #1. No. That didn't sell. Actually, sorry. Star Wars #1. The Mandalorian cover.
Yep, got it sold.
Let's see. Star Wars Force Awakens with the BB-8 sketch.
Yep, got the sold on it.
Okay.
Watson, what is the book that says Lost?
Legion Lost.
Legion Lost. We'll get to that next, actually.
Tell you what, this is Tom DeFalco, ex-editor-in-chief of Marvel Comics. Actually, the guy who was editor-in-chief during Todd McFarlane, Jim Lee, and everyone. What's this? Number 4 of 10. Here's the funny part. Ronald right now is like, can you give me a better deal? Can you give me a better deal? And tonight on Dueling Duos, I'll be like, I'll buy that $4,000 piece of art. So what's the MSRP on this? $69.99?
Correct.
What do you want to do on this, Alec? We've got it at $39.99 special pricing. What do you want to price it at?
I was gonna say I don't know what it would be worth. I don't want to say too low.
Throw out a number.
Here comes
I'd buy that for $1.
I don't know. 30, 25, 30. A little bit off.
I mean, we got to go with your low one. So 25. The Alex special tonight, $25. $70 book, $69.99 if you want to be exact. So did we sell the Star Wars John Cassaday signed or the X-Men Fantastic Four?
No, we haven't even got to the X-Men Fantastic Four.
Well, you better stop telling the sad kitten stories and get
the Star Wars John Cassaday has not sold.
Hold on, I'm invested in that kitten story now, though.
There you go.
I was invested in the kitten story.
All right, we'll tell you what. We'll make this one $60.
All right, so that's
Scotty Young cover too.
I really like Scotty Young. I know I just said that before, but definitely grew
No,
up.
but Scotty Young brings like a different.
Lost. We did a 25. All right, so then
go $29.99, Alex.
Oh my God.
On which one?
We already went to 25.
I thought it was 25.
Yeah, we went to 25.
You did on Legion Lost?
See, that's when you eat meat, the price is higher.
Yeah, really.
It's listed at 150, but I had protein, so 180. Oh.
So, Preston, does that mean you're getting it at 25, or do you want us to go back up to $29.99?
Yeah.
JD, I bid $1, Bob. $1.01.
$1.01.
There you go.
Oh my God.
All right, so. Oh, Adrian, you just missed the recap, bro.
All right, Adrian, so far we have left 3 Virgin covers. These are $50 books. We were going to do them at $40, but Preston beat us up and got us down to $35 each. We got a John Cassaday book, a $89.99 book that we were going to do at $77 that we're doing at how much now?
Wait, which one?
Star Wars John
$60.
Cassaday. $60.
I hope that's right.
That is right.
Then we have Legion Lost, $69.99 book that Alec decided to bring down to $25. We still have Vampirella Volume 5, Number 6, CGC graded, 9.8 guaranteed, Archerm cover. What's that one?
No, Vampirella's gone. Preston took that.
Oh, okay.
The graded Vampirella's gone.
What about the graded Deceased?
Graded Deceased is still available at $69.99.
All right, tell you what, we'll make this 65. We'll do this at 65 for the horror. Nick, I'll be paying for that art after I enter the nursing home, but Anthony had that Sergio Aragonés art, and Mike had that Joe Sinnott full Captain America. I could have passed them up. I don't blame you, buddy. I don't blame you. I don't believe you when you tell me you're broke, but I don't blame you.
It'll be the Ron Shepard
Memorial. The Legion Lost is signed by Tom DeFalco. Again, he was the editor-in-chief at Marvel when Todd McFarlane launched Spider-Man. Let's see. And X-Men #1.
Tom DeFalco created M2, which is an unappreciated sub imprint for Marvel.
Yeah.
Okay?
Then we have the Star Wars signed by
Ron. The Legion Lost is down to 25.
Yeah, you can thank Alec. It's the Alec special, 25. Then we have Star Wars signed by Greg Land, the Dynamic Forces cover. This is 1977. I'm going to go eat more pizza. That was good having something with meat on it.
It is.
The show's going to be over. We'll find Nick napping in his office.
I was napping already. I literally woke up at
All right, and we have one more book for the night, so let's do this one.
The X-Men Fantastic Four book?
Yes,
Yes,
the
sir.
X-Men Fantastic Four #1.
Ron, it's yours.
Megan
I'm sorry, Ron.
Hetrick. Okay, got you, Ron. Let's see. Let me write that down. So Ron's picked that up.
Yeah, I think
It was
All right,
25.
so X-Men Fantastic Four #1. Megan Hetrick, variant signed by Terry and Rachel Dodson. Suggested retail is $69.99, and we have one available for $39.99, and it is number 6 of 14 signed in silver.
Ooh. And it's how much?
$39.99.
If it's okay with Alec, we'll make it $35. We'll make it half price. If it's okay with Alec.
The coloring on this thing, we talked about this a little bit on Monday. The color process and the inking that they're doing now, that it's just insane. It doesn't even look like a comic book cover sometimes. It's just very neat.
All right, and you got 4 minutes to get your best offers in.
Yikes.
So I'm just gonna do a quick recap of those before we get the time limit. Daredevil #8 signed by Mark Waid. Preston is currently in the lead at 10. Suicide Squad #1 signed by Jim Lee is best offer book. No offers yet at $149.99. And then we had that became a buy it now. So that's it. Just those two. Am I right? Yes, I am right. Okay, just double checking. So, so Ron has a Megan Hetrick commission from about 10 years ago.
Nice.
All right. So,
Ron, what's the commission? I'm just curious because her stuff is very, very cool. Don't argue, Alex, please.
yeah. So no, X-Men FF #1 is still at 35. If anybody wants it.
That's a nice half price book. That's a nice half price book, even if you flip it. I mean, we talk about this all the time. Buy what you like or whatever. But when you get a $7 book for $35, I mean, that's some of these things have like a built-in value.
Right. No, agreed. I absolutely agree. So I'm very excited about Doctor Strange coming out. That should be a good movie. Well, actually, I'm very excited about it streaming because I'm not going to the movie theaters.
No, really?
Dude, I don't do movie theaters.
I'll be there all day.
I'm definitely really excited to see it.
Well, Amy's already bought her tickets.
And we're going to put something to the test. Someone asked me to try it on one of the radio shows I contribute a food report to. I'm going to see if they will bring me food to the movie theater from DoorDash.
That should be interesting.
Because the theater's in the mall, so now they can't go into the theater, but they can go into the mall.
Right.
So I'm going to see if they will DoorDash me food between shows.
I still like movie theater popcorn, but not enough to actually go to the movie theater. It's just me, man. So I'm going to go home and watch the last episode or the latest episode of Moon Knight. And you're how far behind, Alec?
That is crazy that nobody bought this Mega Pack. That shocks me.
I didn't even watch the 3rd episode yet.
Dude, you got to catch up.
I mean, based on all of the things you're saying and other people, why? I hear it's not that good. I've been told from quite a few people, they're like, yeah, dude, just wait till the end. It's really nothing good so far. Because I kept hearing the 4th issue was the one that was like the game changer for the series.
Yeah.
But then after John saying, it was really good. It was, it really pulled some stuff together. But now you're saying back on the fifth episode, just, it's just not for me. That is what someone said. That's what someone says that whatever it is you're talking about isn't good. I say it all the time about comics. Someone might like it, but it's not for me. That's because I don't like it. It's just not good.
Yikes. That's
ouch.
Comic Collectables with Rex and John. That's different. It's unique. Oh boy.
So Preston's going to binge.
I would say that you will put, if anyone is going to watch Moon Knight, they're on the bubble, right? I think this series in particular will be best viewed binging it.
I would agree.
Take an afternoon, you grab whatever your favorite adult beverage is, a meal, whatever, and it'll probably be about 5.5 to 6 hours straight through, and I think it'll make a little bit more sense. It's very esoteric. It's very sort of almost like a little bit inceptional. And for someone like me, like I said, I prefer things a lot more straightforward.
Right. I would agree with that. It probably is a good one to binge. I don't like binging.
I try to binge all shows for that reason.
Wait, say that again?
I try to binge all the shows for that reason, because I know there's going to be some slow ones, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, now I got to wait for next week, and that episode just was all right. But if I can just sit down at once, or at least watch 2 at a time, that's how I really like to do it.
I don't mind watching multiples like the way Peacemaker was dropped, but the whole binging concept, I got snake bit by the, I've mentioned this before, by The Expanse. Somebody suggested it to me. I think it's on Amazon Prime, and I went and watched it, and all 5 seasons, and I really enjoyed. The first season was a little bit of a drag, but when I got to season 2, it improved dramatically. So I sat through it, and then I got to the end and wanted season 6, and then season 6 took years to come out finally. And by the time it came out, I forgot what happened. So I'm not going back and binging 5 years worth of episodes again.
Yep.
Right. So I haven't even watched episode 6. So I don't know. I'm not a big binging fan. I like the way Disney does it.
Well, here's one of the things that nobody has talked about. One of the shows I contribute a little opinion, call into. Fantastic Beasts 3 came out last Wednesday or Thursday or whatever it was, and nobody cared.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was the drama because of Johnny Depp and they pulled him and they replaced him with someone else. I don't know if people just aren't that much into Fantastic Beasts, but I remember when Harry Potter movies came out at Christmas and everything stopped for them.
Oh, and everybody was crazy.
And now nobody is sort of...
I'll say one thing about, there's a big difference between everything dropping at once and binging or waiting and binging. When you're waiting to binge, you're seeing the excitement every week. Like if you wait to binge Loki, everybody's talking about how great each episode is.
Right.
So you're getting more excited.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem Netflix has had, is there's no build-up anymore. They just drop everything, and you watch it and then you forget about it.
Yeah, they can't continually build the buzz on it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree
with Loki or with Hawkeye, people are like, oh my God, is Vincent is Kingpin coming back?
Yeah.
And they're talking about it and they're getting all excited and there's him tweeting. So even if you watch it all at once at the end, by the time you've seen it, you wanted to see it.
Yeah.
When everything just drops at once, you're like, eh.
I'll tell you, the other problem
on the flip side, can I have fractured states all at once? I'm tired of waiting.
Well, the other problem with Netflix
the book is late. Build up the anticipation.
Oh, no, the book is late.
Well, the other problem with Netflix is their unfortunate choices of killing series that have traction. My appointment has been Cowboy Bebop.
They just canceled something else. I just saw it. They just finished season 2 of something and they just canceled.
Well, they're doing the whole Disney Channel churn and burn. It's like, 4 seasons, too many already. You know.
Well, the problem is though the way they're doing it is they drop it all at once.
Yeah.
And I'm midway through, and all of a sudden, we're canceling it. Well,
Right.
why am I going to watch the back half now?
Exactly.
Exactly.
And by the way, real quick, everybody get the word out. Alec, you're finding out with the consumers next week, 3-hour show. We have so many great collectibles for May the 4th be with you. We're doing 3 hours. Rex may walk out after 2, but John will be here for 3. Hopefully Alec will too. And Rex might stay. I don't want to speak for him.
Well, you're gonna have to give John a lot of free comics. So I want to thank everybody for taking the time out to watch the show tonight. As always. So keep in mind, we have original art with Nick on Friday nights, 7 to 8.
Ron said his wife just fell off the chair.
Don't watch the show with her in the room, Ron. I thought we discussed this.
See, that's
and with 2 giveaways for the original art show, and I think 5 pieces that will be $75 and that's original art, actual original art for $75. And then obviously Monday we'll be back with Rock and Robbie and John from 6 to 8, and then the 3-hour show on Wednesday from 6 to 9.
Does stuff come up next on the experience, JD?
We've got tonight is Joey and Ambrosia at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
So
nice.
Real quick, these are going to be on Monday show, but we're going to have similar cool comics on Wednesday's show with AR.
Is Wednesday the 3-hour show?
Wednesday's the 3-hour show because it's the 4th.
So it'll be AR for 2 hours and then Miss Ellie?
It'll be you, and look at this. Check out newsstand Marvel Star Wars.
I have not seen a newsstand Marvel Star Wars in a long time.
Check it out. And you know,
I like that cover.
My good friends Amy and Rex decided to really have fun and make sure they put my two favorite Marvel characters, Submariner and Daredevil with Moon Knight, on the air.
Nice.
I may be claiming my own items because these are personal purchases. By the way, Friday, seriously, 2 pieces of original art, 1 Justice League, and 1 Incredible Hulk will be given away.
Ron wants to know if the Daredevil CCA will be on the show.
It can't be on the show because it'll be shipping to you next week, Ronald. I mean, make up your mind. Do you want us to put it on the show, or do you want us to ship it to you? We just got to get more from Ron. John wasn't kidding. Ron just sent Ken just sent us like 106
nice
commission cover arts. One person bought 100 of them. 100.
I have to tell you, walking into that room is almost like, you ever see the movies with the bank heist and they walk into the bank and all the stuff is there? I walked into this room and I was like, ooh.
Okay, Ronald said ship it to him. What do you think, Alex? Should we ship it to him or should we hold it back a little bit longer?
No, the anticipation.
The anticipation. As soon as we get it, Ronald, we will ship it to you. I promise. And I got to tell you, Ken is really killing it. Look,
he is.
Ken has spent the last 3 weeks working on those 106 pieces. So you can see the time that he puts into it. So,
yeah, I mean, I don't think people watch this show that don't love his work. I mean, seriously, I know he joined us for a while, but the truth is, I mean, there's nobody that doesn't like his covers.
I would agree with that statement. And on that note,
thanks everybody for joining us.
Thank you, everyone.
Check out
Thank you, guys.
Show. And
we'll see you guys next week
for the 7-hour show. It'll be. Thanks, everybody.
Have a great
guys.
week.
Thank you.